Part 49. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Niang. Chapter 481. Wu Zaiwei stood at the door of Lu Ligan's office and looked at them. He felt that these people were a little baffled. It was just a tattered newspaper and it didn't look good at all. Why were they like picking up a treasure? Why were they so crazy? Meng Ping looked up and saw him, and said to him, "Xiao Wu, help me call Su Jiaking, she is at Wei Venfang's place." After a while, Su Jiaking came over, and Meng Ping told her to quickly notify Qianfang and the buddies we are going to talk about today to postpone the matter. "But, we have already made an appointment," Su Jiaking said. "I just made up any excuse, saying that I was in an emergency and returning to the mainland, saying that my grandfather was sick. Oh no, just saying that he died suddenly. It happened so suddenly, so as soon as I received the call, I hurried back," Meng Ping shouted. "Can you say this?" Su Jiaking didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and the others were also happy. "Is there anything that I can't say? My grandfather has been dead for many years. Anyway, all the negotiations and preparations for signing the contract and going through the formalities can be pushed back. I will hold on to all the land in hand." Meng Ping looked at Lu Ligan and the others and said, "The cost of acquiring the land will definitely increase rapidly. If we take action now, we will lose either one or two." Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei both nodded, admiring Meng Ping in their hearts. This guy's reaction was too fast. In just a few minutes, others only thought that the price of selling the land would rise, while he had immediately realized the cost of acquiring the land. It will also rise sharply. "Hey, Lao Meng, you can't stop giving me the piece," Li Yong heard from the side and became anxious. "If you don't stop, why should you stop?" Meng Ping and Su Jiaking said, "I'm looking for a place to hide these days. Those people must be crazy with anxiety. You blame everything on me and say that I returned to the mainland. Brother is in trouble and can't find me, you don't dare to decide. You don't need to do other things, just go through the procedures for Li Yong's land immediately." Su Jiaking said yes. She picked up her big brother and went to call Qianfang. Li Yong shouted, "Okay, Lao Meng, that's enough buddy." "That's right," Meng Ping said, "no matter how much money you make, you won't have any friends in the end. If you want to find someone to talk to, you can't find anyone. Isn't that boring?" Lu Ligan nodded, and suddenly he felt a little sad. Haikan is so hot now, but Zhang Chen is still in Hangzhou, running around looking for a job. It would be great if he were here. In this room today, there will be one more person. When Wu Zaiwei sent Lu Ligan back to Yilan's house, he saw Wen Wen and Qian standing in the yard below, looking around Lu Ligan's motorcycle. Yilan was standing beside them, and the three of them were talking about something. Wu Zaiwei shouted, "Oh, my wife is back. Now you are going to have a hard time at night. You have been dry for too long, haven't you?" As Wu Zaiwei said that, he was about to get out of the car and say hello to Wen Wen Qian. Lu Ligan cursed, "Go away, Wei Venfang is still dry, why don't you go back quickly? She can't care about me now. She's a new official. She even forgot her family. She's still training in the company. Don't you know? Damn it, I don't know which boss she's working for. She's working for nothing." Wu Zaiwei muttered. Lu Ligan laughed. Wu Zaiwei got out of the car anyway. Wen Wen and Qian saw him, they also ran over and hugged him. Wu Zaiwei smiled happily and said, "I'm really lucky today, let's get the two." All the boss ladies hugged me. Wen Wen and Qian giggled. Lu Li flew up with his stick and missed the kick, and cursed, get out, get out. "Goodbye, bye, boss ladies, let's hug each other tomorrow." Wu Zaiwei and Wen Wen Qian waved, got in the car, and drove away. Wen Wen pulled Lu Ligan to the motorcycle and told him, "Let's go quickly and teach us how to ride a motorcycle." "Why are you learning it?" Lu Li asked curiously. Let's ride, Wenwen said. This car stops here every day, and we have to take a taxi, which is a waste of money. Once we learn how to do it, we can go wherever we want without spending a penny. Damn it, this car doesn't cost gas, Luligan cursed. It's you who pays for it, not us, Wenwen giggled. Luligan was too lazy to pay attention to them, turned around and was about to go upstairs, but was pulled by two people. Go quickly, you stingy one, Qian scolded. Let's go, my dear, I didn't see that we have been waiting for you for so long, until the flowers have withered, Wenwen said coquettishly, and at the end, even the lyrics came out. Yilin laughed on the side, and Luligan said to Yilin, Yilin, see, don't look for such a woman when you grow up. Yilin smiled and said, I will not be as good for nothing as you. Two women can't handle it. Wenwen and Qian laughed. Wenwen said, good job Yilin. Qian slapped Luli on the back of the pole and cursed. Tell me, humming clearly, what kind of woman is this? How can we feel sorry for you? Leave quickly. Luligan was helpless. He knew that if he didn't take them to school today, he wouldn't be able to get away. He could only give his backpack to Yilin, put it at his house, get in the car, and take Wenwen and Qian with him. Go to the open space behind Binya village to learn to ride. This is where Zhangchen came back on this motorcycle to learn to ride. The two of them were very interested in learning to ride a bicycle, and they were also very savvy. By the time it got dark, they were almost ready to ride. They wanted to learn more, but Luligan said, no, it's not going to work. Let's learn it tomorrow when it gets dark. Are you still going on a date? Wenwen asked. Luligan was seen through by her, but he couldn't admit it until he died. He said no, it was too dark and unsafe. I feel sorry for you. Don't start your own business before you start it. You will have a bruised nose and a swollen face. You can't go out. Nice. How do you know we didn't create it? Qian said. What did you create? The two of them smiled and said nothing, but they accepted Luligan's statement for safety reasons. Then you come back early tomorrow and take us to ride on the road, Wenwen said. Okay, I'll be back soon. Luligan agreed, and then they agreed to go back. The three of them went upstairs and entered Luligan's room. Luligan saw that their things were still in his room. He was surprised and asked, you haven't sorted out your own room yet? Why tidy it up? Isn't it nice here? Wenwen said, pulling Qian and sitting down on the sofa. But damn, you live here, where can I live? Don't you have this sofa to sleep on? Wenwen said, patting the sofa with her hand. Why, you still don't want to be together with the two of us? We haven't disliked you yet, Qian said. Anyway, you are fooling around outside and are often not at home. We have already asked Yilin, and he said that you often come back in the morning when he has to go to school. Wenwen smiled. Are you humming, prying into my secrets? Of course. Only when you know yourself and your enemy can you defeat him in one strike, Wenwen said proudly. Luligan laughed loudly. What the hell do you mean it will break with just one beating? Wenwen also laughed, and said, look, how good we are. We just want to save you money. After tidying up the room, we need to buy beds, bedding, cabinets, etc., don't we still have to spend money? Now this way, you don't have to spend a penny. Damn it, I didn't give you money this morning, Luligan shouted. That one should be kept for food. We are starting a business now. When we started the business, they said that every penny must be saved. You're just saving money like this, and you're not even willing to pay for food. Of course, I told you that you are responsible for raising us and we are responsible for starting a business. By the way, you said you have started a business, what's going on? Luligan looked at them and asked. Wenwen looked at Qian and said to Luligan, okay, let me tell you, we are going to buy off the plan property today. Holy shit, you still know about off-the-plan properties, Lu Ligan shouted. Of course, I don't know how to learn. Do you think we are fools, Qian said. Where did you buy off-the-plan property, Lu Ligan asked. A building on Datong Road, Wenwen said. A guy told us that he bought it yesterday and made 200 yuan by selling it today, so we followed suit. The building on Datong Road has a good location. Lu Ligan nodded and asked, how much did it cost to buy one? 20,000. How many did you buy? 10. Holy shit, you two turned out to be rich women, Lu Ligan shouted. If we sell it tomorrow, we can earn 2,000, Wenwen said proudly. Wait a minute, don't sell it tomorrow. You may regret it immediately if you sell it. If you want to buy it back, you won't be able to buy it. Just hold it in your hands and don't touch it, okay? Then when will we sell it? Qian asked. Do you want to make more money? Lu Ligan asked. Both of them nodded, and Lu Ligan said, if you want to make more money, just listen to me. You can sell it when I tell you to, okay? Wenwen and Qian agreed. But all our money is spent in it, so we won't even have money for food tomorrow, Wenwen said. Lu Ligan took out his wallet, opened it, took out the money inside, and thought about it, leaving 800 yuan for dinner later, and more than 1,000 yuan for others. He handed them all to Wenwen and said to her, if you don't have any pocket money, just tell me, I didn't ask you to sell, so don't even think about selling off the plan property. Do you understand? I got it, Wenwen giggled. This time she didn't take Lu Ligan's money and said to him, I lied to you. The one you gave me in the morning is still there. Yes, you guy, you still have it even if you have a conscience, we can't exploit you until you don't even have enough money to pay for picking up girls later. Just as he was talking, Lu Ligan's eldest brother rang loudly. He didn't need to answer the call. Lu Ligan also knew that it must be Zheng Wei. Lu Ligan smiled and stood there a little embarrassed. Wenwen shouted. Let's go, let's go. We are focused on starting a business right now. We don't have time to be jealous. Let's go. We have to go to dinner too. Thank you for your monthly votes in May. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. I still wish everyone good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 482. The three of them went downstairs. Lu Ligan used his motorcycle to take Wenwen and Qian to the food stall. When he wanted to leave, the boss was surprised and asked him, aren't you here to eat together? Lu Ligan was about to say that he was going to the company for a meeting when Qian shouted, he is going to have a concubine and doesn't have time. The boss smiled and shook his head, there are two beautiful people in the family, and yet, well, it's really a shame that people are so incompetent that they die of drought and die of waterlogging. Lu Ligan glared at him and cursed, damn it, when did you become so educated? It's a pity that you can drive a gear. Lu Ligan rode for a while and left Binya village. When he was approaching Binhai Avenue, he stopped the car and took out the mobile phone from his bag. The mobile phone was still ringing. Lu Ligan quickly picked it up. Zheng Wei called Road. Why don't you answer the phone? Oh, the landlord just asked me to go out for something. I went to help. The bag was left at their house. Are you okay? It's okay, I'm on my way here now. Zheng Wei breathed a sigh of relief, it's okay. I was worried that something would happen to you. Something will happen to me, it'll be fine. Okay, ride slower on the road and pay attention to safety. Lu Ligan said yes. Lu Ligan arrived at Yedeo Hotel and asked Zheng Wei, are you hungry? No, I just came back. I was in the company earlier and watched Wei Venfang give them training. This little girl is good. She is clear and simple. People who listen can understand it immediately. The effect is no worse than what Mr. Han gave them yesterday. Zheng Wei he smiled and said, this way Venfang will be able to play a leading role in the future, I can see it. I also think Wei Venfang is good, but strange, Lu Ligan said. What's weird? Why do you think Wei Venfang fell in love with Wu Kai? Then you still want people to like you. That's not what I meant. This is the brilliance of Wei Venfang. Although Wu Kai is sometimes glib and a little ignorant, his nature is good. He admires Wei Venfang so much that he obeys his words. How much trouble should Wei Venfang have to worry about finding such a person? You women, are you looking for a man just to save your worries? What about me, should I save you your worries? Well, everyone's requirements are different. If Wei Venfang likes this, that's fine. As for you. Zheng Wei didn't say any more and shook his head. Lu Ligan shouted, what do you mean, with this expression, I have made it difficult for you to say anything. Zheng Wei smiled, okay, I love you so much that I can't express it in my heart. Are you satisfied? Zheng Wei said and gave him a kiss. Lu Ligan asked, where to eat? I want to go to your place and eat at that food stall. Zheng Wei said that Lu Ligan was shocked. If he met Wen Wen and Qian, it would be okay, but he didn't meet him. After eating, Zheng Wei said he wanted to go to his place, so how could he go there? There were two people lying on the bed. Lu Ligan quickly said, the gearbox can't be opened. The boss has something to do and has returned to the mainland. Zheng Wei sighed regretfully and said, I don't know why, but I really want to eat twice-cooked pork today. Then let's go to Tailong City. There are several Sichuan restaurants there, and they all have twice-cooked pork. Zheng Wei agreed, and the two of them went to Tailong City. They finished eating and watching a movie in Tailong City, and then returned to Yedeo Hotel. As soon as the two of them took a shower, the phone on the bedside table rang. What the hell, Lu Ligan cursed in his heart, we are not busy with business. Not done yet. Lu Ligan said, I went to sit in the lobby downstairs. Zheng Wei agreed, so Lu Ligan wore the hotel's nightgown, took a cigarette and a lighter, and went downstairs. Zheng Wei waited until the door clicked before picking up the phone on the bedside table. Lu Ligan was sitting in the lobby downstairs and smoking a few cigarettes. A man sat over and asked, do you want a girl? Lu Ligan asked, where is it? Is it beautiful? Absolutely on point, a mainland girl, a college student from Zhejiang and the United States. Lu Ligan was taken aback and turned around to confirm that this guy was not Jianqiang, but damn, they even have the same lines now. In this small sea city, so many people from Zhejiang and the United States suddenly appeared. It seems that this guy learned everything from Jianqiang and Jia from his business model to his lines. Lu Ligan hadn't seen the two of them for a long time, and he didn't know how they were doing now. Lu Ligan said to the guy, I want it very much, but it's a pity that my wife is in the room. The guy rolled his eyes at him and walked away. Lu Ligan sat down there for more than half an hour. Thinking that it was almost done, he went upstairs. The door was ajar and it was quiet inside. Lu Ligan walked in and saw Zheng Wei sitting on the bed in a daze. Seeing him come in, he smiled reluctantly. Lu Ligan asked, what's wrong? Nothing, Zheng Wei said. You act like this, it's not like there's nothing wrong with you. Did you have a quarrel? I'm too lazy to argue, he still wants me to go out. At this point, Lu Ligan couldn't answer it. After a while, Zheng Wei snorted to himself and cursed, how can I leave? The battlefield here has just begun. Push me again, really go to Wuzishan to raise black pigs. Lu Ligan understood that there was pressure, and the pressure was not small. He hugged Zheng Wei from behind and kissed the back of her neck. Zheng Wei laughed softly. The two sat up on the bed. Lu Ligan lit a cigarette, handed it to Zheng Wei, then lit one himself and took a long puff. Come on, Cheers. Zheng Wei raised the cigarette, Lu Ligan stretched it out, and the two cigarettes touched each other. Lu Ligan was shocked to see Zheng Wei's eyes filled with tears. He had not seen her since Zheng Wei came back from the airport that day. Tears shed, what happened? Don't ask, Zheng Wei said. Lu Ligan was about to speak but stopped. Come, let's talk about work, Zheng Wei said. Have you thought about advertising? Lu Ligan nodded and said, I'm going to use the terror sales method. Horror sales law. How scary. When we advertise, we set a price, such as 1001 square meters, and then state that the 1001 square meters is for these 20 days. After 20 days, the price will be 1002, so that people will buy a house. People have an expectation in their minds, knowing that the price of this house will increase in 20 days, and it would be a pity not to buy it now, which will prompt them to take action. Yes, but what if it's not sold out after 20 days? Doesn't it still need to be advertised if it's not sold out? Let's just say that the first phase has been sold out, and now we will start selling the second phase, which is 1200 square meters. After 20 days, the price will be adjusted to 1300, that's it. Suppress them, make those who have already bought think it is a good deal, and encourage more relatives and friends to buy. Those who hesitated in the first issue will definitely not be able to sit still. They will feel that it was a pity if they missed it before. If they miss it this time, the price will rise again, right? Zheng Wei asked. Yes, that's what I mean, Lu Ligan smiled. Yes, you guys have quite a lot of clever ideas. That's right. Otherwise, how could you fall in love with me? Do you not believe in your own vision so much? Zheng Wei smiled softly and scolded, I just like to see you bragging. What else? Lu Ligan asked. And Zheng Wei thought for a moment and said, and when you encounter big things, you have that lazy, nonchalant, and carefree look. Do you know that this is actually the best way to stabilize the morale of the military? Really? Really, you are like my grandfather. My grandfather was like this when he was commanding the battle. He would find a place to lie with his arms and legs crossed like this, holding a riding crop in his hand. The people below came in and reported that the enemy had launched a general attack. Or our position can no longer withstand it, and he is like this, you see, just like this. Zheng Wei imitated her grandfather's behavior, lazily tilting her head to one side, yawning, and then said slowly. We're attacking, right? Then beat him back. What's all the fuss about? Or that's it, look, isn't he holding a riding crop in his hand? What, haha, the position can't withstand it anymore. He's pointing the riding whip towards the command room. Everyone in the room looked at them like this and said. Come on, go up and hold me back. If you die, I will follow you. When you get to Marx's place, I will be your orderly. Let me tell you, my grandfather's subordinates told me that no matter how fierce the battle is, as soon as they see my grandfather's cowardly look, really, that's what they said, this cowardly look, they said, as long as I see my grandfather's cowardly appearance, I don't know why, but I feel at ease. Your grandpa is amazing. That is. The question is, you've been telling me for a long time, who is your grandfather? Zheng Wei laughed, have you thought of asking now? I've thought of it a long time ago, but I know it's useless to ask. Well, that's right. If you ask now, it's still in vain. Zheng Wei smiled, and Lu Ligan shook his head helplessly. Hey, do you have any other ideas? Zheng Wei suddenly changed the subject, patted Lu Li's pole, and asked. Yes, there is another one, which is our building. We have to divide it into different districts and sell them part by part. We cannot say that the whole building will be sold from the beginning. You can buy wherever you want. That way there will be chaos, and the remaining house will definitely be the worst, and no one will want it. We will sell the houses with the worst floor types first, and the better houses will be sold later. We will perform one show and put the most exciting show at the end. If those people who bought in the front have ideas, just tell them that the price you bought is cheap. If the people behind you think the price is high, you can also tell them that what you are buying now is the best floor and the best room type. The high price is worth it, that is, there must be a selling point at all times, otherwise it will be dead. Lu Ligan kept talking, and Zheng Wei kept nodding. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 483. The Shenzhen Special Economic Zone Daily Report. The Oriental wind brings spring to the eyes quickly caused a sensation. The People's Daily reprinted the article in full, and CCTV's news network broadcast the report in full with the accompanying caption. TV pictures. Major media around the world have broadcast this news. Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, especially the media in Hong Kong and Taiwan, have made extensive reports. The term Xiaoping Southern Tour quickly spread from Hong Kong to the mainland and was widely accepted. Xiaoping Southern Tour is a landmark event. It declares to the world that China's reform and opening up has never stopped. Now it is necessary to be bolder, step a little faster, reform and open up, and start over. In fact, as early as February 28, before this report, the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China issued the notice on conveying and studying Comrade Deng Xiaoping's important speech in the form of Central Document No. 2. This is the famous Xiaoping Nan that was later commonly known as inspection speech, but the confidentiality level at that time was still confidential. The document was only distributed to the county and regiment level and was in the stage of internal dissemination and learning. Zheng Wei knew about this, but he only dared to reveal some contents to Meng Ping and Lu Ligan. It was not until the Shenzhen Special Zone Daily Report appeared that it completely ignited the craze in the entire society. After that, from the central to the local governments, a series of major measures were launched around the spirit of the speech, including what Zheng Wei said, proposing to speed up the pace of housing system reform. Hainan Province has also responded positively, requiring the full implementation of the central government's spirit, so that the effects of the new provinces and special zones have been fully released, which can be said to have set off another wave of economic construction after the establishment of Hainan Province. Xiao Zanbo called Lu Ligan, and he said, "Director Lu, I can only talk to you for 1 humming minute at most. I'm so busy. Now, real estate companies submit more than 600 properties a day, not counting others. Damn it. Yes, I can't even make statistics now. I don't have the manpower, so don't ask me for specific figures." Lu Ligan smiled and said, "I know, the numbers are meaningless now. There's no humming point in you asking me to call you. Of course, who made me your director?" Lu Ligan laughed, "Let's have dinner together when we have time." "Gangan, how can I have time to eat? Now that I'm home, I don't even have the strength to wipe my butt after I relieve myself. How about you come and wipe my butt? I'll ask a little girl to go to your house and wipe your butt, as long as Yang Walai has no objection. The same goes for her. She doesn't even have the energy to have an opinion. We haven't had anything like that for a long time. I won't talk to you anymore. I'm going to be busy." Xiao Zanbo hung up the phone in a hurry and didn't even eat, which showed that this guy was really busy. He was really busy, and he continued to be like this almost every day. By the end of April, there were more than 20,000 real estate companies in Haikan. On average, there was one real estate company for every 70 people in Haikan. Of course, this is something. Just as Lu Ligan hung up Xiao Zanbo's call, Zheng Wei came in. Zheng Wei and Lu Ligan said that it was almost time to let Lao Meng come back from the funeral. Lu Ligan laughed and called Li Yong. After that, after a while, Meng Ping and Li Yong came up. Meng Ping actually didn't go anywhere. He stayed in Li Yang's office during the day and slept at Li Yang's place at night. In the past few days when he was hiding here and there, 1 acre of land in Haikan had doubled again. The price of land in Kuomao has risen from more than 1 million to 3 million. The supply is still in short supply and it is impossible to find land. When a piece of land comes out, you say you should consider it, and when you turn around, that piece of land is gone. When you see that piece of land again, it is already the next round. I don't know how many more hands have passed in the meantime, and the price has increased a lot, hundreds of thousands and millions. When Meng Ping heard that Zheng Wei said it was okay, he opened his handbag and took out the mobile phone. The body and the battery were still separated. As soon as he installed the battery, the phone rang immediately. He picked it up. After figuring out who the other party was, he shouted, "Hello, hello, yes, it's me. I just got off the plane. Okay, how about you call me again in an hour? Haha, I'm completely out of control now. I have to go back to the company first before I can reply." You. Meng Ping connected to more than a dozen such calls and finally calmed down. Others looked at him and laughed. Just as Meng Ping was about to say something, Big Brother rang again, and Meng Ping shouted, "Yes, it's me, I'm Meng Ping, I just got off the plane." "What the hell are you getting off the plane? Lao Meng, what kind of plane are you on? Tell them that you are going back to the company soon. Do you know that they called you from the company and are waiting for you here every day, on the phone?" Qian Fang cursed. "It's okay now. Su Jiaking and I just persuaded them to go back first. But as soon as you told them, they stopped leaving." Qian Fang screamed so loudly that Lu Ligan and the others heard it, and their stomachs almost hurt from laughing. Meng Ping asked, "Where did you make the call?" "I ran out and was in the bathroom." "In that case, you go back and let Ya Yulan and Cao Ziahe push it first. You and Jiaking will come over immediately. When we get to the pole, we will discuss a strategy before going back. With so many people together, this can't be done." "Okay, we'll be here right away, and you can lock up Big Brother again." After hanging up the phone, Meng Ping immediately turned off his eldest brother. He looked at them and shook his head with a wry smile, but he felt sweet in his heart. Isn't this the situation he has been dreaming of? "It feels so good to be a master," Meng Ping told them. "Before, you had to negotiate for a piece of land, but now I feel like I am a master if you own the land." Li Yong was laughing on the side. He said, "Yes, I am also a master now, Lao Meng, you are the uncle, I am the young master, I only have a piece of land, 4 or 5 people are grabbing it, I don't ask for a price, let them sign up and sign up by themselves. I really couldn't hold it in any longer and took action again." "What about you, you two gentlemen, what are your plans?" Meng Ping looked at Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei and asked. "We're almost done, he has designed all the ads." Zheng Wei said that Lu Ligan took out the advertisement from the drawer and showed it to them, and Meng Ping and Li Yong hurried over to take a look. House prices in Haikan also start from the ground up, and have more than doubled. Last year, a house with an area of 8,910 square meters increased by 200 to 300, before the report of Xiaoping's Southern Tour speech came out. Affected by various good gossips, it was reported that after coming out, it has risen to more than 2,000. The ceiling price of 1,500 that Lu Lepole thought a few days ago has indeed fallen below the floor, as Zheng Wei said. Meng Ping saw that the house price written in the advertisement was 2,200 yuan per square meter. After 20 days, it would increase by 100 yuan to 2,330 yuan. He said, "This is not good. It would be better if the house price increased after 20 days. A few hundred, what do you do? People take this newspaper and ask you to fulfill your promise. They say you said it, and it will be 2,300 in 20 days. What do you do? That's right, Li Yong also said, although this advertisement is not a contract, you don't have to admit it, but after all, you wrote it here in black and white, and it's not unreasonable for people to argue with you. If there are too many people, you don't press the 2000. The third sale is really not good, your company may be destroyed by the masses. Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei looked at each other. They felt that what Meng Ping and Li Yong said made sense. According to the current situation in Haikan, it is entirely possible for housing prices to rise by several hundred in 20 days. If the surrounding housing prices have already risen to 2056, if you still sell it for 2003, even Mr. Zhang will have an idea. Then remove this. Lu Ligan asked Zheng Wei. Although he felt that his idea was good and it would be a pity to remove it, the risks and possible losses of not removing it were too great. Zheng Wei said yes, I agree. While they were talking, Qian Fang and Su Jiaking came in. They looked at the advertisement and agreed with Meng Ping and Li Yong. And this, it's better to add a word here. Qian Fang pointed at the price of 2000 and said. What words should I add? Lu Ligan asked. Add a starting word, starting from 2000, so when you open the sale, if there are a lot of people, you can sell it for 2000, 3000 or 2004. If there is a starting word, you can adjust the price after you sell a set, just say 2000, it's already sold out, and they can't say anything, Qian Fang said. Okay, this is a good idea, Zheng Wei shouted, and others also thought Qian Fang's idea was a good one. It also started from Qian Fang. Later, the real estate advertisements in Haikan all had a starting price after the unit price. Then when the national real estate market became hot, the real estate advertisements all had a starting price. After all, the boss of the national real estate company later, many of them come from Hainan, which is known as the Whampoa Military Academy of China's real estate. Including some real estate bosses who later became prosperous, they were still on the same level as Wen Qian in Haikan at that time, and were working hard to find their first pot of gold. There was no way to compare with Lu Ligan and Meng Ping. Nowadays, newspapers are full of real estate advertisements. When are you going to start selling? You haven't even advertised yet. Are you still in a hurry? Su Jiaking asked. That's okay. Those newspapers are all my old employers. Whenever I need space, they will give me space within 3 days, Lu Ligan said confidently. Okay, then you think about this, let us use the conference room, Meng Ping and Lu Ligan said. Lu Ligan smiled and said, you can use it, but I still expect you to pay the rent. Meng Ping laughed loudly and took Qian Fang and Su Jiaking out to discuss their company. Li Yong was also about to go downstairs, but was stopped by Lu Ligan, who said, how dare you sneak away? You guys killed my advertisement. You, a Chinese department student at Peking University, didn't help me come up with a new slogan for the advertisement. Li Yong smiled and sat down again. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 484. Wu Ziyawai sent Lu Ligan back to his home in Yilin. Wen Wen and Qian had not returned yet, and the motorcycle in the yard was missing. Lu Ligan quickly opened his bag and took a look. There was no key to the motorcycle in the bag. He must be these two guys stole it at some point. Wu Ziyawai said regretfully, there are no more hugs from the boss lady today. Lu Ligan glared at him and cursed, tomorrow I will bring you to the company to hug you in front of Wei Venfang. Then I'm going to run away quickly. Wu Ziyawai got back in the car and drove away. Yilin came out of the room. Lu Ligan saw him and asked, have you seen Wen Wen and Qian? Yilin said no, they must have gone out on motorcycles. I didn't see the car when I came back from school. Lu Ligan shook his head and asked Yilin, are you still going to practice boxing now? Go, senior brother Cao, I have several apprentices now. Not bad, come on, Lu Ligan gave Yilin a thumbs up. Lu Ligan returned to the room and waited for more than half an hour. When he heard the sound of a motorcycle downstairs, he ran out quickly. When he saw Wen coming back with Qian below, Lu Ligan cursed. "You two are too brave, you just dare to ride out." Wen and Qian looked up at him, giggling. Wen stretched out her arms, twisted her butt, and said proudly, "Did you see that I've been riding for a whole day and I'm back intact?" Lu Ligan scolded, "I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about the pedestrians on the street. This is just two female killers going out." "Who said that?" "We are so popular that we have a very high rate of return," Qian shouted. "You big-headed idiot, don't bring those bad guys back." Wen and Qian just thought of this. They looked at each other, stuck out their tongues, but immediately started laughing again. The two of them went upstairs. Lu Ligan looked at them and said, "You like sluts so much. It seems there is only one way." "What can we do?" Wen asked. "Go ahead and shave your heads, so those bad guys won't recognize you," Lu Ligan said with a smile. "Get out," Qian scolded. "I remembered, we can wear sunglasses and a gauze scarf, just like the Turks," Wen said. "Yes, you also know Turkey," Lu Ligan said. "Damn it, do you think we are idiots?" Wen scolded, "we are also entrepreneurs and strong women." Lu Ligan remembered it and said, "By the way, your off-the-plan property is ready to be sold. Find the right time tomorrow and sell it when the price is high." "Really? Can it be sold?" two people shouted. "Okay," Lu Ligan said. "Great," Wen shouted. After calling, she asked Lu Ligan, "Then we have 4 more, can we sell them too?" "There are 4 more. Didn't you say you have no money?" The two of them were sitting there, swaying here and there, giggling. Wen said, "Don't they all say that you shouldn't show off your wealth when you go out?" Lu Ligan didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and asked, "Where is it from?" "Beside the East Lake." "How much did it cost?" "This one is cheap. We bought it right after it went on sale. It cost 16,000 apiece." "Okay, let's sell it together." "How much money can we make?" Qian asked. "How do I know this?" Lu Ligan said, "I didn't sell it to you. Even if I sold it to you, I don't know." When Lu Ligan was talking, he remembered that when his house started to be sold, he could ask them to act as trustees. Go early and sell 5 off-the-plan properties to them before the public sale started. These 5 the off-plan property was priced at 2,000 taels. When other people wanted to buy it, they told them that the 2,000 taels had been sold out. They were the first to buy it all, so that others had nothing to say. If the sales situation is good, these 5 of their numbers are the most valuable numbers, and they will make a profit. If the sales situation is not good, and they lose a little, the worst they can do is to pay them themselves, which is better than letting outsiders do it. The entire process designed by Lu Ligan and others was based on the early experience of Hong Kong introduced by Mr. Han. It was also what most new real estate companies at that time would do when selling houses. Before this, there were only a few people. It was done, and it was regarded as a treasure and kept secret. It was only after Mr. Han went through rounds of training that this layer of paper was completely pierced. It turns out that the house can still be sold like this, it is too simple. Their approach is that when the house is still on the drawings, they sell it off the plan, that is, the pre-sale right. When they break ground, they pay the first installment, and when they reach the 3rd floor, they have to pay the 2nd installment. After half of the payment is made, the full payment is basically required. The remaining balance, which is no more than 10% of the balance, will be paid after the completion of the project. But these are all theoretical. In reality, regardless of whether the project is actually carried out, the real estate company will set the installment payment date according to their theoretical project progress time, that is, how much to pay in a few months, And how many months to how much do you pay every month? You agree on a lot of time, and the house payment is basically completed, but the house is still on the drawings. There are some real estate developers who have no money at all and still owe the land payment. After taking your pre-construction payment, they will first pay the land fee. When they receive the subsequent house payment from you, they will have to pay off the land payment. The debt you incurred is $7,788, and your house is actually far away. Lou Ligon was fortunate that Mr. Zhang and his group were still relatively old-fashioned. Their group of people had not yet engaged in so many tricks. It was also at that time that Hong Kong people like Mr. Han and others had not yet flocked to Haikan in large numbers. A real estate developer in Haikan has not learned bad things yet. The first person to learn this was the guy who built the Niajiang building, so he was able to build a building with just a few thousand yuan. If Mr. Zhang had attended Mr. Han's class earlier, or if Mr. Han had come to Haikan earlier, Mr. Zhang would not have reached this level, and he would have been fine. Lou Ligon's building has already reached the 17th floor. According to the norm, they can accept 90% of the house payment. The process they designed is two-step. The first step is to sell off the plan apartments. 48,000 yuan, homophonic to dead hair. In the second step, 90% of the house payment must be paid to their company's finance department within 3 months. It can be paid in batches or all at once. The finance department will deduct the 48,000 yuan spent on the off-the-plan property. But only the face value of the off-the-plan property, which is 48,000, will be deducted. They will not bear the part of the investment in the off-the-plan property, but because the price has already been determined when selling the off-the-plan property, just like Lou Ligon is preparing to sell it to Wenwen and Kinkins is only 2,210 square meters. In this way, within 3 months, there will be room for speculation, and the increase in housing prices will be reflected in the pre-construction properties. As for Lou Ligon and the others, they had already locked in the price when the off-plan property was sold. The rise and fall of house prices during this period actually had little to do with them. When house prices rose, they also collected the purchase price based on the unit price when the off-plan property was sold. When house prices fell, people who bought off-the-plan properties would probably not pay the house payment, and the 48,000 yuan would be given to Lou Ligon and his company in vain. There was no mortgage at that time, and the purchase of a house was all paid in full. The reason why the off-plan property was sold first was to give the buyer a period of time to raise the money to purchase the house. However, in Haikan nowadays, most people buy off-plan property, not if you really want to buy a house, you just use this period of time to speculate on off-the-plan properties. The one who finally takes over after speculating is the one who has to pay for the house. And after he paid for the house, he didn't need the house. He was still speculating. After the wave of speculation for off-the-plan properties, he would speculate on existing houses. At that time, there were no restrictions on the transaction of existing houses. There were no taxes and fees. The real estate developer could just change the name. You can still speculate, and those who speculate in existing houses are more powerful speculators. However, some of the so-called existing houses are also theoretical. They are just those for which you have paid most of the house payment. Even if there are many existing houses, the houses are still on the drawings. Like Lou Ligon and others, they have already been built to the 17th floor. Yes, quite attractive. That's why their off-the-plan properties can be sold so expensively, almost twice as much as others. Those who speculate on existing houses later will be more convincing when they get such a house. Yes, that's it. Lou Ligon made up his mind. He decided not to come forward and let Wu Zayawai take them. He went directly to Wei Venfang and the others and bought 5 off-the-plan properties. He pretended that he didn't know about it at all, but Wei Venfang will definitely ask himself if he can start selling it in advance, and he will agree to it. Bring it here. Lou Ligon stretched out his hand towards Wenwen. What? The keys to the motorcycle. No, Wenwen said. You stingy man, you will die if you let us ride on you, Qian scolded. Lu Ligan smiled and said, didn't I already let you ride? We stole this with our own efforts, and you don't give it to us, Wenwen shouted. After shouting, she understood that Lu Ligan was not talking about riding a motorcycle, but something else. Wenwen cursed, rogue. Okay, okay, I'm a gangster, give it to me quickly, Lu Ligan said with a smile. If you don't give it, you won't give it? This car belongs to us, Wenwen shouted. You ride during the day, I want to go out now, Lu Ligan said. Going to pick up girls again? Wenwen asked. Yes. Who are you dating now? Why do you care about this? Are you jealous? TCH, I'm too lazy to eat. I told you that we just want to start a business now, Wenwen said, then it's agreed, we'll ride tomorrow. Okay, okay, you're not the one riding it. I can't take this motorcycle with me in my bag. Just as Wenwen was about to give the key to Lulapol, Qian hit her, and Wenwen quickly retracted her hand. You only have one key to your car, Qian asked. Zhangchen still has one. It wasn't in a mess last time. I probably lost it. I didn't go to match it. By the way, you can go and match it tomorrow. Then you pay, Wenwen said. Okay, I'll pay. The oil is running low, don't forget to fill it up. Okay, I'll fill it up, Lu Ligan said honestly. Wenwen then gave him the motorcycle key. Thank you for your monthly vote in May. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. Thank you to Dal Tin Soldier, third from top to bottom, reading books every day, and the continued rewards at Shore 131. I wish everyone good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 485. The next morning, when Lu Ligan rode his bicycle from Yedeo Hotel back to Yilan's house, he was surprised to find that Wenwen and Qian had already gotten up. The two of them were waiting anxiously in the corridor. They saw Lu standing upright. Wenwen leaned out from the corridor and cursed. Damn it, did you come back now on purpose? Lu Ligan looked up and deliberately wanted to make them angry. He said, yes, she is so beautiful that I can't bear to leave. Wenwen and Qian were in a hurry, as if they didn't hear what he said, and even if they heard it, they didn't bother to pay attention to him. They had more important things to do today. They turned around and went downstairs. As soon as Lu Ligan parked the car, they had already arrived. Shouted, don't lock it, don't lock it. Why are you going so early? Lu Ligan asked, knowing that they were going to sell off the plant properties. TCH, you don't know, it's so early. A lazy guy like you will have the day lily cold when you get there, Wenwen scolded. When you get there, be calm and check the situation first. Don't rush to take action. The price will be the highest when there are the most people, Lu Ligan explained. I know, long-winded Qian shouted. Lu Ligan twitched his nose and cursed, how much perfume have you sprayed? Damn it, you are selling off the plant properties, not standing on the street. The two of them were laughing, and Wenwen leaned over and asked, does it smell good? It's so annoying. Then make it spicy. Wenwen said, and kissed Lu Lizu on the cheek, and Qian also kissed the other side. It could be seen that these two people were in a particularly good mood today. As soon as Lu Ligan arrived at the office, his cell phone rang. Lu Ligan picked up the phone and heard Wenwen shouting excitedly on the phone, sell it, we sold it. So fast? How many did you sell? Ha ha ha, let me tell you, we made it, and each one earned 10,000 yuan. Wenwen smiled happily, this time, we made 100,000 yuan. Okay, I wish you two rich women a fortune. I won't tell you any more, so much money, haha, we have to go to the bank to deposit it first, and then go to East Lake, bye, Wien Wen said, and kissed Lu Ligan on the phone. Lu Ligan chuckled. As soon as he put down the phone, Zheng Wei walked in. Seeing Lu Ligan, he asked, "Who are you calling? Are you so happy?" Lu Ligan quickly said, "Everyone I call now is happy, it's all good things." "You are a Zhongshan wolf." Zheng Wei smiled, shook his head, and cursed. Lu Ligan understood that what she didn't say was that the ambition is even more rampant. Lu Ligan glared at Zheng Wei, who smiled brightly and became even happier. "Has the time for the commercial been determined?" Zheng Wei asked. Lu Ligan said, "Not yet. I will take charge of this myself. It is not a big problem." After she finished speaking, she looked at Zheng Wei and realized that she was going to say that she was a Zhongshan wolf again, so she quickly shut up. Zheng Wei understood what Lu Ligan's glance meant, looked at him, laughed, and said, "Understood? Just understand. I'm so proud. I'm afraid you'll get confused." Lu Ligan imitated the look of her grandfather that Zheng Wei had learned last night, tilted his head, breathed a sigh of relief, and then said lazily, "What, the square inch is gone? Then go and get it back for me." "I'm going to die." Zheng Wei punched Lu Ligan, who laughed loudly. "Today is Thursday. It would be best if we can see the newspaper in the next 2 days. We will start selling on Sunday," Zheng Wei said. Just as Lu Ligan was about to speak, Zheng Wei said again, "I know, you will do it yourself, there will be no problem." Zheng Wei stood up and said to Lu Ligan, "I'll let Wei Venfang and the others prepare." As soon as Zheng Weigang went out, Lu Ligan also stood up with the advertisement. He decided to go to Haikan Evening News first and then to Hainan Daily. Haikan Evening News is located on Kuomao Road next to Longja Building. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes to walk there. Lu Ligan walked into the advertising department of Haikan Evening News. Director Huang saw him, clapped his hands and stood up. Cried, rare visitor, Boss Lu is here. Just wait, don't come in, just stand at the door." Lu Ligan stood there in confusion. What the hell does it mean to not let him in? Director Huang walked over and said, "I'm going to shout in the corridor so that everyone can come and see this rare animal." Lu Ligan laughed and grabbed him. "Don't be kidding, damn it. I, Lu Ligan, will still be your subordinate, Director Huang, for as long as I am." Don't dare, Director Huang smiled happily, "You used to be my subordinate, but now you are my big customer. My master, why do you have business to take care of us again?" Lu Ligan took out the advertisement, and Director Huang was delighted when he saw it, full page. Lu Ligan nodded, "Yes, 2 days. My lord, 2 full pages," Director Huang shouted, "when do you want them?" "Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow." "Want it tomorrow?" "Yes, I know the time is a bit urgent. Please help me. It should be too late to arrange the plate making." "Director Huang, please don't talk to me in a bureaucratic manner. Let's be official." Director Huang waved his hand, "It's not a matter of plate making, it's that the advertising space for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow has been decided. How many ads will be placed on this full page? The customer doesn't say, the salesman will also come. Complain to me. If anyone complains, blame it on me and ask them to come to me." Lu Ligan said, "Nonsense, I paid a high price to specially invite a Feng Shui master from Hong Kong to Haikan to look at it for us. This master can pull it off I only had time to come yesterday. Damn it, he came and took a look and decided that Sunday is the best day to open, otherwise why would I be in such a hurry? Real. Of course it's true, otherwise, Director, why would you say I'm in a hurry?" "Okay," Director Huang slapped the table and shouted, "No one should I offend, but I can't offend you, Lu Ligan. That's wrong, that's wrong. I know you are the director. You don't have to help anyone, but you will definitely help me, Lu Ligan. Director Huang was stunned for a moment, then laughed loudly, pointed at Lu Ligan and said, "You, with your mouth, you speak so well. How come there is no one like you anymore? You have time to enjoy your meal," Lu Ligan said and stood up. "I'll have the finance department deliver the check later." It's okay, Director Huang said quickly. Lu Ligan walked to the box of water, bent down and took a bottle of water from the box. He told Director Huang that when he got here, he could do nothing else. He must get a bottle of Director Huang's water. In the past, it was really invincible to use the water you had here to meet customers. Director Huang smiled even happier. Director Huang kept bringing Lu Ligan to the gate. Lu Ligan pushed him inside and said to stay, so he pushed him back. As soon as Lu Ligan reached Kuomao Road, the phone in his bag rang. He answered after getting up. Ween Wen shouted from inside. "What a loss, what a loss. What's the loss?" "The off-plan property was not sold," Lu Ligan asked. "Sold, each one here made 15,000. Then what do you call a loss?" "Oh, we bought too little at that time. We had enough money to buy 6. Qian, a die-hard girl, must have said that she would save some money, so she only bought 4. Where's Qian? Crying on the side. That's enough. Don't be too greedy. You still want to make all the money in the world." Ween Wen sighed. "I really thought so, but it's a pity that I can't do it." "Go and save the money and go home," Lu Ligan said. No, we're going to take out the money we saved earlier, and then go to other places to see if there's anything good to buy." "Hey, keep your money and don't touch it," Lu Ligan shouted. He knew that if he didn't stop him, according to Ween Wen and Kinkin's personalities, they might spend all the money they made today and buy a bunch of off-the-plan properties somewhere. "Why keep it? It won't make any money if you keep it, sure enough," Ween Wen shouted. "I just want to teach you how to make money. I'll come back tonight and tell you. If you hear me, don't touch the money. Keep it?" Okay, let's just be good." Ween Wen flattened her mouth and agreed. After hanging up Ween Wen's phone, Lu Ligan called Chen Ji's office. Chen Ji answered the call and Lu Ligan said to her, "Chen Ji, bring your checkbook and call Wu Zai. I'm parking the car, I'll wait for you at the airport, let's go to Hainan Daily." Chen Ji said yes, "I'll come down right away." Hainan Daily is also going well. 2 consecutive full-page advertisements will be confirmed tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Others, such as Hainan Special Economic Zone Daily and Haikan Radio Station, have less tight advertising spaces and time slots. Lu Ligan's phone number: I have contacted him and asked Wei Venfang to make a trip. Next, just wait for the opening on Sunday. On the way back, while still in the car, Lu Ligan's big brother rang again. Lu Ligan pressed the answer button, and Ween Wen's loud voice rushed out of the phone: "Loss. Lose again." Lu Ligan quickly hung up the phone. Wu Zai knew who it was as soon as he heard it and laughed. Chen Ji asked curiously, "Mr. Lu, who is it?" Lu Ligan quickly said, "A neighbor." Big brother kept ringing. Lu Ligan adjusted the ringtone to the minimum and did not dare to answer it anymore. They got off the bus downstairs at Longji Plaza. Lu Ligan and Chen Ji said, "Go to the first floor of Haikan Evening News and find Director Huang of the advertising department and write a check to him for the advertising fees." Chen Ji said yes. "Thank you U20515936 and WeIza99999 for your monthly votes. Thank you for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Niang. Chapter 486. Lu Ligan went upstairs, returned to his office, closed the door, took out his mobile phone, and adjusted the ringtone to normal. The phone rang again. Damn, he was so persistent. Lou Ligon cursed in his heart. Road. He pressed the answer button hard with his finger, picked it up and cursed, "You die hard, why won't you let me go?" "Which die hard?" Meng Ping's voice came from the Big Brother room. It was awkward now. It would be great if this stupid Big Brother could display the caller's number and know who the caller was. Why didn't you idiot Motorola do this? Lou Ligon cursed Motorola in his heart, and said quickly, "Damn it, that's the one who issued the license for you." "Your mistress? Is she back?" "I came back and said I wanted to do real estate. Now I'm speculating in off-the-plan properties." Meng Ping laughed loudly and said, "Okay, that mistress of yours is very energetic, okay. Okay, 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 can I give it to you?" "No, no, I don't dare to steal someone's beauty. The four of them are about to tear me apart. If one more fierce one comes, my life, Meng Ping's, will not be saved." Meng Ping laughed. "Okay, my place opens on Sunday, and for the next 2 days, there will be full-page advertisements in Hainan Daily and Haikan Evening News." "That's great. I'll ask people from my company to come over and help on Sunday." "Okay, thank you. It's just what you need. None of the people here have done this before. I'm really afraid that I won't be able to handle it once I get started." "By the way, what do you want from me?" Lou Ligon asked. "I'm looking for you. Hey, I'm going too far. I'm almost there. Let's talk about it when I get there." Meng Ping hung up the phone as he said that. Just as Meng Ping's call was disconnected, the ring rang again. This time Lou Ligon didn't dare to be reckless. He picked up the call and said, "Hello, hello. Okay, you're so tall. Why the hell did you hang up on me?" Ween Wen shouted loudly. "Damn it, you act like a machine gun when you open your mouth. I'm in the car and there are people in the car. Are you afraid that others won't hear you?" Lou Ligon scolded back. Ween Wen giggled and said, "Oh, I'm not in a hurry." Lou Ligon also slowed down his tone, "Tell me what it is." "I told you, it's a loss, it's a big loss." "What's the loss? Didn't you sell out all of them? Didn't everyone make money?" "Oh, we just lost money on the sale," Ween Wen said with a pretended cry. "We returned to Datong Road, and the price increased by another 2,000. This time, we lost 20,000. Qian is crying on the side again. No, this idiot is scolding me, saying that I sold it too early. It's time to scold me. Didn't I tell you this morning to tell you to calm down when you get there? Don't be anxious. Take a look first before talking. How did I know? When I came here and saw that one price had increased by 10,000, my head was dizzy. This die-hard guy was also saying next to me, sell it quickly, and now he is scolding me for selling it too early." Lou Ligon laughed and said, "Okay, you are really a perfect match, we will talk about it when we get back." Lou Ligon was about to hang up the phone, but then he remembered and ordered, "Next time you call me, take it easy. You know, I'm always surrounded by people, and your voice can be heard even 10 miles away, do you know?" Ween Wen pouted and said, "I know, then from now on I will be like this, hello, hello, is this Mr. Liu?" Ween Wen spoke sweetly in a high-pitched voice, and Lou Ligon burst into laughter. After hanging up the phone, Lou Ligon walked over and opened the door. He saw Meng Ping and Qian Fang coming in from the door. Lou Ligon was waiting for them at the door of the office. Meng Ping came closer and said, "We are here specially to treat you to dinner." Lou Ligon asked curiously, "This is for no reason, what kind of meal do you want us to have?" "Of course there is a reason," Meng Ping said with a smile, "we just sold a piece of land and we are so happy." "Aren't you selling land every day and are you happy every day?" Lou Ligon looked at Meng Ping and then at Qian Fang, who smiled and said nothing. This land is sold differently, Meng Ping said. Do you know which piece of land it is? You have so much land, how do I know? The Wenchang area. Holy shit, Lu Ligan was also surprised and shouted, only that piece of land that you can't see when the tide is high. Yes, which one else will it be? How much did you lose? Loss? Haha, I earned the price of a Mercedes-Benz. Hum. Hum. Hum, Lu Ligan called hum 3 times in a row. Which one is the one who doesn't have eyesight and was tricked by you? Hey, I didn't trick him. Am I, Meng Ping, someone who knows how to trick people? Meng Ping said with a smile. I told him the situation of the land exactly, and I also said that I would take him with me when the tide is high. Go and see it, but people don't want to. Too lazy to go. No way. Lu Ligan couldn't believe his ears. He looked at Qian Fang, who was sitting next to Meng Ping. Qian Fang nodded and said, it's true. People who speculate on red line maps are crazy now. He said that as long as there is a red line map, it will be fine. He won't build houses. He doesn't care about the ebb and flow of the tide. You can't see the ground. As long as you can see it, if you give me a picture of the red line in the sky, I'll buy it too. That's really crazy, Lu Ligan kept shaking his head. Do you think it's time to celebrate? Meng Ping asked. Lu Ligan nodded quickly. I want it. Meng Ping said with emotion, oh, Pole, to be honest, you don't know how desperate we were when we got there that day and saw the land. To be honest, I wanted to die. Lu Ligan nodded. I know, Zhang Chen and I both know. By the way, Zhuangzi, is there any way you can contact Zhang Chen? I just wanted to call him and tell him the news so that he would be happy, Meng Ping said. It seems that he can't be called now. He went to some factory in Shaoxing to help them make sand tables. Xiao Zhao told me 2 days ago. I'll call Xiao Zhao and ask. As Lu Ligan said this, he walked to his desk and dialed the number of the Hunky Hotel in Hangzhou. The person who answered the phone was not Xiao Zhao. The other party told him that Xiao Zhao worked the evening shift today and would not go to work until 9 o'clock in the evening. Meng Ping sighed, oh, it would be great if Zhang Chen were here. Lu Ligan nodded, feeling a little sad in his heart. They had dinner at the Nance Huang Hotel, and Meng Ping invited them to sing at the Daowen Hotel. Lin Yiyan held the child and ate with them, but she did not go with them for the singing. She insisted that Chen Qiang go with them. On the way back from Daowen Hotel, Lu Ligan and Wu Zhaowei said, send Mr. Zheng and I to the company. You can go. Then he turned around and told Zheng Wei, I have a new idea. Let's go to the office to discuss it. When the advertisement comes out tomorrow, there will probably be a lot of inquiries. We need to think about how to unify the voice. Zheng Wei said yes. The two got off the car at the entrance of Longji Plaza and watched Wu Zhaowei drive away. Only then did Zheng Wei take Lu Ligan's arm and the two of them walked towards the Yedeo Hotel opposite. Zheng Wei smiled softly and asked Lu Ligan, where is your new idea? Lu Ligan also laughed and said, there are many new ideas. You will know them when you get to bed. Although it was dark night, Zheng Wei's face still turned red and he cursed quietly, rogue. Holding Lu Ligan's arm, it became tighter. Lu Ligan praised, yes, your response is very appropriate, and we will be connected immediately. I am right, we are a perfect match. Zheng Wei chuckled, smelly. When the two of them sat up on the bed and each started smoking a cigarette, Lu Ligan thought that it was over. Wen Wen and Qian were still waiting for him at home. Fortunately, at the Daowen Hotel, Wen Wen called him and he said he would be back soon. After the beating, he locked up Big Brother. Otherwise, how could he have a peaceful night? Anyway, if I go back, I will definitely be scolded to death by them. Lu Ligan thought to himself. After smoking a cigarette, Lu Ligan and Zheng Wei said, I'm going back because I'm afraid I won't wake up in the morning. You can call me in the morning, Zhenwei said. When I light it up, I feel dizzy and uncomfortable. Then don't go back. Just lie here and go to the company when you wake up. As a general manager, you can occasionally be late for a day or two. No, this guy Wu Zayawai is a bitch. He sent us here today, but he didn't pick me up tomorrow morning. You can imagine that I must be sleeping with you, and he will definitely tell Wei Wenfang. Zhenwei thought it made sense, and she said with some distress, but, isn't it too hard for you? It's okay, it's okay. I'll take a taxi back. It's not like riding a bike. I can sleep in the car. Okay, then be careful on the road. Lu Ligan said yes, and he put on his clothes. The two hugged and kissed again. Lu Ligan said, "You should sleep well, it's very late now." Zhenwei hummed. Lu Ligan walked downstairs and saw that there were no caravans in front of the hotel. He walked to Lonkin North Road and stopped a taxi. The door of Lu Ligan's room was ajar and unlocked. As soon as he entered the room, Wen Wen and Qian sat up from the bed. Wen Wen cursed. "Why did you come back now? I didn't even answer my phone calls." "Humph, it's not that I'm not answering, it's that I'm humming shutting down the phone," Qian scolded. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 487. On Saturday afternoon, Lu Ligan asked Wu Zayawai to pick up Wen Wen and Qian from Yilan's house, take them to the bank to withdraw money, and then take them to the company to buy off the plan property and open a back door. Lu Ligan and Wu Zayawai said, "You've already been given the hugs, so why don't you help them?" "Help? How can I not help the boss lady? When you get to the company, don't talk nonsense about the boss ladies. They don't know me. They just asked you to open the back door." "Why? Damn it, they are our trustees this time. I don't know how many people are coming to buy. I want them to be the first to be prepared. Do you understand? The trustees can let others know that they are on the same side as me." "Understood. Just say that you know him, saw the newspaper, and came to you for help." "Well, we are the only two in the company who know about this matter. Don't even tell Wei Wenfang. Do you understand? This, why? You, if Wei Wenfang knows, Chen Ji will know. If Chen Ji knows, their entire finance department will know. Everyone in the finance department will know. Will other people in the company know? Everyone in the company will know. You know, how can people outside the company keep it a secret? Do you want those who come to buy off the plan properties to know that the boss of this company has a relationship with the trustee?" "Oh, I get it." Wu Zayawai said that actually he didn't understand in his heart. He thought, if you go around and around such a simple thing, you just hope that people in the company don't know that Wen Wen and Qian are your wives. However, you are the boss, so whatever the hell you say is fine. Anyway, if you take it to buy an off-the-plan property, you won't lose a piece of my flesh. Before Lu Ligan left the house in the morning, he also said the same thing to Wen Wen Qian, telling them that when they arrived at the company, don't walk here and there, buy an off-the-plan property and leave, pretending that you are not familiar with this company. The most important thing is yes, you are pretending that you are not familiar with me and have never met me. Why? Wen Wen and Qian were also surprised. Lu Ligan pondered what to say, and Wen Wen shouted, "I know, is the girl you are dating now in the company? Are you afraid that she will know that we are having an affair? Damn you, you have a rich imagination." Lu Ligan was exposed and felt a little guilty, but he still said, "You 5 off-the-plan properties are the only 5 cheapest off-the-plan properties. It would be terrible if other people who bought off-the-plan properties knew that you and I knew each other. They immediately knew that you didn't come in line, but open the back door, and you will make trouble, do you understand?" Wen Wen stuck out her tongue and said clearly, "Don't worry, even if you come to tease us, we won't pay attention to you. Lu Ligan smiled and nodded before getting ready to go downstairs. Ween Wen grabbed him and said, "Since it is the cheapest, let me figure it out. Our money can buy 9, can you let us buy 9? No, if I sell 5 of you, I am cheating and harming the company's interests. Do you understand? We originally discussed selling 1, so don't be too greedy. If you don't want to, you won't. Damn it, then let's buy something else tomorrow. You are not the only one with a shabby company selling off-the-plan properties. Okay, but let me remind you, don't buy ours today and sell it tomorrow, otherwise you will suffer a huge loss again." "I know, long-winded." In the afternoon, Wu Zhaowei took Ween Wen and Qian to their company. Lu Ligan stood at the door of his office. When he saw them coming, he quickly went back to sit down at his desk. After a while, Wei Venfang came. Her face was flushed, and it was obvious that she was a little excited. After all, this was the first customer she had contacted. Lu Ligan looked at her and asked, "What's the matter?" "There are 2 people who saw our advertisement and want to buy off the plan property today. Can they sell it?" "Who is so impatient?" "I don't know either, but Wu Kai brought him here." "Wu Zhaowei's relationship? Then you still want to ask me if you won't give him this face," Lu Ligan said with a smile. No, Mr. Lu, won't we start selling it tomorrow?" "It won't go on sale until tomorrow, but people are knocking on the door today." "That's a good sign. It means that our advertising is effective. It also means that everyone is optimistic about our building, which is why they are so anxious. Don't you think so?" "Yeah." "Then sell it. Today will be a good start. You can give it to them at the price of 2,000. They want 5. Huo, yes, he is still a big buyer, but the price cannot be lower, so I will give them 2,000. I can't tell that Wu Zhaowei knows a few rich people." Wei Venfang said yes and ran out happily. Lu Ligan sat there and couldn't help laughing. 20 minutes later, Wu Zhaowei walked in with a sad face. Lu Ligan asked, "Ween Wen and the others are okay?" "They are fine, but I am miserable," Wu Zhaowei said. "What's wrong with you?" Lu Li asked curiously. "Wei Venfang must ask me now who these 2 women are. I lied to her and said they were fellow villagers." "Okay. In Haikan, there are so many people from Zhejiang. Isn't it normal for you to know a few fellow villagers?" "It's normal." Wei Venfang looked at their ID cards and found that they are not from Zhejiang at all. Lu Ligan laughed loudly. He said, "Yes, you are a thief." "I didn't expect that. Wei Venfang is even more of a thief than you. She doesn't need an ID card to buy off the plan property. She must have tricked Ween Wen and the others into asking for their ID card. Ween Wen showed it to her. Damn it, I haven't gone crazy at the company now, but I will be miserable when I get home, Wu Zhaowei said dejectedly. It's okay. You can tell her that we are all brothers in the world. No matter where they are from, it's okay to say they are fellow villagers. Wu Zhaowei looked at Lu Ligan and said, "Do you think Wei Venfang thinks that I can think of this? I must know that it was you who taught me, or I can just confess." "What the hell, are you trying to betray me?" "No, I was thinking, you are a bachelor, so what if people know that you are having an affair with Ween Wen Qian? I am a family man." "Damn it, I wish I were a bachelor. Why do you still want to take the blame?" Lu Ligan scolded, "You have a great family. Damn it, why didn't I make it clear to you? Go away, shut up, and treat it like you sacrificed for the company." Wu Zhaowei sighed, stood up and walked out. Just as Wu Zhaowei went out, someone came in. Lu Ligan was startled, stood up and shouted, "Jianqiang, why are you here?" Jianqiang chuckled and said, "Your company is really stylish. Was it designed by brother Zhang Chen?" Lu Ligan said yes, and he quickly moved Jianqiang to the sofa and asked him to sit down. Brother Zhang Chen is so awesome. I heard about him. How is he now? Okay, he's married. Ah, with Sister Lily. No, the other one, he and Sister Lily broke up long ago. Oh, Ji Unqiang breathed a sigh of relief. Lu Ligan laughed, what are you doing? If they are still together, do you have any objections? No, no, I just think that Brother Zhang Chen will suffer, Sister Lily is too powerful. This is true. Brother Zhang Chen's current girlfriend, no, wife, is she good to Brother Zhang Chen? Well, they're good together. That's good, Brother Zhang Chen is really a good person. Oh, Brother Zanzi, you are too. I'm not the one, but you still fight with me, Lu Ligan said with a smile. Ji Unqiang was a little embarrassed and laughed. Okay, it's all in the past, Lu Ligan said, I remembered 2 days ago that I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you now? Fine. Ajeng's people didn't cause any trouble for you later, right? No. If so, tell me. Okay, thank you Brother Zanzi. Is this your first time here? Come here often when you have time. I'm usually there. Okay, Brother Pole. What do you want to see me for today? Oh, let's smoke first. Lu Ligan handed a cigarette to Ji Unqiang, lit it for him, walked over and took a bottle of water, unscrewed the lid, put it in front of Ji Unqiang, and asked him to drink the water. Lu Ligan also sat down on the sofa. Ji Unqiang looked at him and said, Brother Ganzi, I came here today because I thought, I saw your advertisement in the newspaper. Lu Ligan understood and asked, are you also speculating in off-the-plan real estate now? Yes, during the day when I have nothing to do, I will just speculate and have fun. How's it going? Did you make any money? I've made a little money. Now Gia doesn't have to work anymore. We're speculating together. Lu Ligan nodded, that's good. By the way, do you want to buy our off-the-plan property? Yes, your building is very famous now. With such a big advertisement, everyone knows that building. It is almost completed. We are in other places, and property speculators have been talking about your building in the past 2 days. Really? I don't know that. Really, there will definitely be a lot of people coming to rob tomorrow. When I saw it, it was Brother Zhang's company, and I thought. I understand, if you want to open the back door, buy it first, right? Ji Unqiang nodded. How much do you want to buy? We don't have much money. I heard that you are paying 48,000 each. We want to buy 3. Okay, wait. Lu Ligan walked over, picked up the phone on his desk, dialed a few numbers, and said, Wei Venfang, come here. After a while, Wei Venfang walked in. She looked at Ji Unqiang and asked, Mr. Lu, are you looking for me? Yes, this is my friend. You take him there and sell him 3 off-the-plan properties. Okay, what's the unit price? 2,000. Wei Venfang hesitated and said, Mr. Lu, didn't you say that the 2002 cents can't be sold? Mr. Zheng has already explained it. It's different, this is my brother, you give him this price. Okay, Mr. Lu, where is Mr. Zheng? I'll tell her, Lu Ligan said. Thank you for the reward for reading the book in a different mood. Thank you for all the recommendation votes and reading. I wish everyone good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Niang. Chapter 488. They opened the market at 9 o'clock the next day. Lu Ligan got up early and asked Wu Zayawai to pick him up at 8 o'clock. When they arrived at Longja building, Lu Ligan and Wu Zayawai were surprised. There were 4 or 5 people waiting for the elevator at the elevator entrance. Today is Sunday. No one should be working in Longja building. Even if they are working, no one comes so early. Companies in Hai can only start work at 9 o'clock. They entered the elevator. Wu Zai pressed the button for their floor. Someone reached out and saw that Wu Zai pressed the button but did not press it. Only then did Lu Ligan realize that they were all going to their own floor. Looking at their hands, there were two holding the Heiken Evening News. There is an advertisement for his company on it. Lu Ligan felt happy. It turned out that these people were here to buy houses. It was too damn early. What time was it now? Although Jianqiang told himself yesterday that real estate speculators were talking about his house, and many people would come today, Lu Ligan thought Jianqiang was speaking politely, but he didn't expect it to be true. What the hell, that's great too. Are you all here to buy a house? Wu Zai asked those people. Yes, are you from this company? Someone asked. Lu Ligan quietly kicked Wu Zai, and Wu Zai quickly said, we are too, let's take a look too. It seems that there are quite a lot of people today, and they are going to rob again someone's side. When the elevator door opened, Lu Ligan and Wu Zai were even more surprised. 20 or 30 people were already crowded in the small elevator entrance. The lights of the company were on and the door was closed. Lu Ligan and Wu Zai walked over. When the two ladies at the front desk saw them, they quickly opened the door and they walked in. Someone behind them wanted to follow them. The lady at the front desk quickly stopped him and talked to him. Explain. Sorry, it doesn't start until 9 o'clock. Lu Ligan turned to Wu Zai and said, you should see Cao Kuoking immediately and ask him to bring a dozen people over here as quickly as possible. Lu Ligan realized that in 40 minutes, at 9 o'clock, there might be chaos here. Without anyone to maintain order, it would definitely not work. Zheng Wei, Wei Wenfang, and Chen Ji have all arrived. Meng Ping, Qianfang, Su Jiaking, and Ye Yulan have also arrived. When Meng Ping saw Lu Lipol, he said excitedly, what a good sign, Pol. They immediately went to the conference room. The entire building has a total of 362 houses. According to their plan to sell in batches, it is divided into 3 batches, with 1/3 of each batch. According to today's situation, both the price and the number of units need to be adjusted immediately. Meng Ping suggested that in the first phase today, more sales can be made. This can give people a nervous feeling that the houses have almost been sold, and the popularity can be gathered at once. In the next 2 periods, because the price will definitely be higher than today, there will be relatively fewer people buying, so it can be gradually reduced. In the 3rd period, even if there are not many people buying because of the high price, there will be no pressure. The most important thing is today. Everyone thought Meng Ping's idea was a good one, and it was finally decided that there would be 62 units in the 3rd phase and 90 units in the 2nd phase. Today, 210 units were sold. 8 units were sold yesterday, and there are actually 200 units left today. 02 sets. Wei Wenfang was a little worried. She said, with so much, can we sell it today? I see no problem, Meng Ping said. I think it can be like this, Jianfang said, we will divide it into 2 batches today. We will sell 150 units first. If the sales situation is good, we will tell them later that after urgent research, we have decided to sell an additional 52 units. The unit price of these 52 sets can be higher than before. Okay, that's a good idea, Jianfang, you are a marketing genius. Lu Ligan shouted, everyone also thinks Jianfang's idea is great. It can be defended or attacked. The decision-making power is entirely in their own hands. Next, determine the price. The unit price of 2000 was sold out yesterday. Today's price, Meng Ping said, is directly up to 2004. Zheng Wei and Wei Wenfang both hesitated. Is 2004 too high? Lu Ligan said, 2308, it feels like more than 2300. It is not much higher than 2002, but it is actually close to 2004. Everyone agreed, It's settled, 2,380. Qianfang and Wei Venfang left immediately to reorganize which houses on which floors were to be sold today, and to remake the display drawings that would be posted later. Yulan and Chen Ji went to open the receipts first. Anyway, it's a receipt for each off-the-plan property. Now fill in the other contents and amount. Later, you'll just need to fill in your name and room number. Cao Kuoking arrived with his people, and Lu Ligan said to him, "You will be stationed between our front hall and the office area later, and no more than 3 people will be allowed in at a time to go through the formalities, and there will be people outside to maintain order. If there are many people, keep queuing up the corridor. Anyway, none of the companies are open today, so let them all line up." Cao Kuoking said yes. Lu Ligan thought for a moment and said, "Also, before opening the door, some of us inside will also send out, and you will also cooperate outside. First, mess up the order at the door. Remember, it must be messed up, but you need to have a sense of proportion and don't make it so chaotic that you both can't control it." Cao Kuoking looked at him in confusion. Meng Ping and Zheng Wei were also puzzled. They wondered if Lu Ligan was insane. Meng Ping asked, "What are you going to do?" Lu Ligan said, "Our newspaper said that there were 2002, but today there is no 2002. It's not chaotic. The first person in line comes in. If he asks, how do you tell him, you said they've already taken it all away." Meng Ping and Zheng Wei understood that this was indeed a thing. Lu Ligan and Cao Kuoking said, "You should control it. The first 3 or 4 people let in must be our own people." Cao Kuoking said yes. By 9 o'clock, more than 100 people had come outside, and people kept coming. The queue was so long that it couldn't fit in the corridor. Cao Kuoking simply opened the door of the fire escape and let the queue go down the stairs. Everything went according to their plan. After the team in front was in chaos, they were immediately controlled by Cao Kuoking and the others. There were more than a dozen boxers standing there. Anyone who jumped in and caused trouble was taken out by them. Although the first ones to enter were a few of them seemed to have jumped in line, but no one could tell them apart. Everyone applauded them and felt that this company was different from others. It was very orderly and everything was in order. After all, it was a big company. The tallest building in Haikan was also owned by this company. I bought the off-plan property of this company. The value-added potential is definitely great. Although the unit price has been adjusted to 2,380, it is not expensive. It's just that after the 40 or so people sold, the 150 houses were sold out, because almost no one in front of them bought one. There were more than 100 people behind who didn't buy it. They quit. They gathered around the elevator entrance and made a noise in the foyer of their company, asking your boss to come out. Why did it sell out so quickly? What should we do with so many people? Lu Ligan had no choice but to go out. The first thing Lu Ligan did when he went out was to tell Cao Kuoking to send people down to help the security guards and block them at the gate below. Don't let anyone in again. Lu Ligan then said to the noisy crowd, "Please be patient, this house is not like other things, it can only be squeezed out, please wait, give us some time, okay, let us discuss it first, and we will tell you soon a solution for everyone." Lu Ligan returned to the conference room, and Qianfang said it was okay. The 52 sets could be released. Su Jiaking suggested that the price be directly raised to 2,500. Lu Ligan asked Wei Venfang, "Is that okay?" Wei Venfang had already gained confidence when she saw this momentum. 2005 was just an increase of more than 100. She said yes, just 2005. But there are more than 100 people outside and there are only 52 houses. What should we do? Zheng Wei asked. Easy to handle, purchase restrictions, Meng Ping said, one person can only buy one set. That's not enough, Zheng Wei said. Let them draw lots. If you can't draw the lot, you can only blame yourself for being unlucky and you can't blame others, Lou Ligon said. Okay, this is a good idea. The more this kind of gimmick is done, the more people want to buy it, Meng Ping said with a smile. It makes me want to queue outside. Okay, you go and line up. When Lao Meng arrives, Wei Venfang, you sell it to him at 25,000 yuan per square meter, Lou Ligon cursed, and everyone laughed. Lou Ligon walked out and said to the people waiting anxiously, "Thank you for your hard work. We just had an urgent discussion and decided to sell 52 units of the second phase of houses in advance. However, the floors and room types of the second phase of houses are better than those of the first phase, so the price is higher. It's a little higher, 2,500 square feet. If you find it too expensive, I'm sorry, but all your hard work today was in vain. You can leave now." There were so many people, but no one left. Someone shouted, "There are only 52 sets, what will we do with so many people?" Yes, this is the biggest headache for us when we were discussing inside. We also wanted to get more houses, but we really couldn't. So, for the sake of fairness, we thought of two ways. One is a people can only buy one set, so more people can buy it, okay. Everyone agreed, and someone shouted, "This should be like this from the front." Yes, yes, we didn't think carefully before. However, haven't we encountered this before? Who is restricted from purchasing a house in Hiken, right? Let me first say sorry to everyone. Lou Lepole clasped his hands. Paying his respects to everyone, he continued. No one is allowed in below. For the sake of fairness, our staff will immediately count the number of people on site. Then we will draw lots and put all the 52 houses in. Whoever catches the is it just who is lucky, or for the sake of fairness, do you want to choose 3 people to supervise our drawing of lots? No need, we trust your company, someone shouted. Yes, choose 3 people. What if these 3 people go in and do tricks? It would be better for your company to do it, someone echoed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 489. In just one morning, all 202 off-the-plan properties were sold out, and everyone outside had dispersed. Inside the company, there was a lot of joy. After a busy morning, everyone felt like a war, and everyone felt exhausted, but my heart was happy and my face was filled with a bright smile. Lou Ligon was sitting alone in his office. At noon, Wei Venfang booked 4 private rooms in Nanshuang, and everyone else went there first. Zheng Wei came over and asked Lou Ligon, "Are you leaving?" Lou Ligon said, "I want to sit there for a while." Zheng Wei saw that Lou Ligon's face was not as cheerful as the others. Zheng Wei understood. She nodded and said to Lou Ligon, "Then I'm in the office. You go and call me." Lou Ligon said yes. Zheng Wei returned to her office. She knew that Lou Ligon wanted to sit alone for a while. This man, in many places, really resembled her grandfather. Zheng Wei's grandfather once told her that every time he won a battle, while others were cheering and celebrating, he would find a place where no one was and have a good cry. "Why, shouldn't you be happy after winning the battle?" Zheng Wei asked her grandfather. Grandpa told her that of course she was happy, but you don't know that the whole fighting process was too torturous and painful. Although others looked at me as if I looked lazy, in fact, I was happier than any of them. Nervous. Because I know better than any of them the importance of winning or losing every battle, and even the impact it has on the entire battle. My mind is spinning at high speed, thinking about every possibility that will arise on the battlefield. I want to think of the best, but also the worst results. When I think of the worst results, I also want to think of how to get from this worst result. To get out of trouble, if you are careless, the whole army may be wiped out. The responsibility and pressure are beyond your imagination. Of course I am happy that the battle is won, but at the same time I am happy, I am also sad. What is sad about? The final result of every battle is the price of human life. There are so many corpses on the battlefield. I feel sad for my own comrades, and also feel sad for those who died on the other side. On the battlefield, they are all soldiers, but everyone is also someone else's son or daughter, or parent, or brother or sister. There is really no winner in the war, only the size of the price paid. Therefore, people like us who lead troops to fight are the most afraid of war. They are not afraid of those who are talking nonsense behind the scenes. They can't even see the battlefield. What are they afraid of? We are watching helplessly. It's really life and death. Land, the way of life and death. If I don't have a good cry, I don't think I can pass this test. Zheng Wei felt that Lu Ligan seemed to be in the same situation now. He also needed to have a good cry alone, so she walked away. Lu Ligan sat there. He felt that he had a sense of satisfaction and excitement that he had never experienced before, but he couldn't laugh. Ever since the three of them came to the island with forged border defense certificates, they have endured a lot of hardships, but they have also had successes. The so-called success, to put it bluntly, is promotion and making a fortune. They are not the material to be promoted, and it is impossible for them to make a fortune. Big and small can be regarded as making a little money, but Lu Ligan feels that never has it been so direct and vigorous as this time. In the morning, when he looked at the map of the floors and rooms displayed, each room was marked with a cross, and when they were all filled up, he felt so powerful that he almost suffocated. This kind of stimulation and excitement was something he had never experienced before. Never before. In the past, for example, negotiating a large advertising business, cooperating with Sun Ho and others, and building the tallest building in Haikan, these were considered successes, but unlike now, they would give oneself the feeling of making a fortune. This time it is real. Now, I feel like I am getting rich, making a lot of money, and it feels so good to have money hitting my face. He used to be so coy and avoid saying the word get rich loudly because he thought these two words were too vulgar. After all, he was an educated man who had read a few books. But now he had to admit that he just liked getting rich. He from Yongcheng to Haikan, he just wanted to make a fortune. All his ambitions and dreams, to put it bluntly, were just to make a fortune. I, Lu Ligan, want to make a fortune and become a millionaire. If any of you are not convinced, come forward and speak out. Duel. Lu Ligan looked around his office and couldn't help but laugh. Damn it, there's no one here. Who are you going to challenge? Who do you want to come out and talk to you? Lu Ligan suddenly felt a little sad. There was still someone there. He really hoped that Zhang Chen would come out and talk to him. Even if he scolded him, Lu Ligan felt that when Zhang Chen was here, no matter what he was doing, he seemed to have something in his heart. Hell, if I make a mistake, this guy will come out and scold me severely. If I succeed, he will be happy. His kind of happiness is pure, that is, he hopes that you will be well, and hopes that you will be well. There is no trace of jealousy. Even if he is very bad himself, it is this kind of simplicity that will make you willing to share it with him. All of you. What is Jinyu Yexing? Lu Ligan thinks that what he is like now is what he calls Jinyu Yexing. When you succeed, no one will share it with you, instead of being like that overlord of Chu who needs to show off when he is proud and has no place. Showing off in Jinyu Yexing, did you not have a mirror at that time? Give you a mirror, and you can look at yourself in the mirror and show off. Having no one to share with you is the real feeling of inner loss. You know nothing. No wonder you will be beaten all over the place by idiots like Lu Bang. Lu Ligan took out a pen and paper from the drawer. He felt that this was not possible. He must write a letter to Zhang Chen and tell him his situation. Zhang Chen found a 9 cm board. Xiaoqin took him to the machine repair shop and made an inverted L-shaped iron frame. The vertical end of the iron frame was fixed on the 9 cm board, and a hole was drilled on the other end. One end of the resistance wire is passed through the hole and fixed, and the other end is fixed on an iron hook and pad that passes through the 9 cm board and is tightened to look like a harp. Zhang Chen connected both ends of the resistance wire to the two shaft heads of the secondary of the transformer through connecting wires. The primary of the transformer was connected to the power supply through a temperature adjustment switch. When the switch was turned on, the resistance wire would turn red and hot. Styrofoam is ready to be cut. The foam cutting machine is done. This is his most important tool. Zhang Chen doesn't know how many of them he has made. After the troupe was released, the stage managers and carpenters in the troupe took on the business of making foam characters and plexiglass light boxes everywhere. Their tools were Zhang Chen's help. They did it, so now Zhang Chen can do it easily. Xiaoqin's full name is Chen Yakin. She is very beautiful and is the beauty of the factory. Wherever she takes Zhang Chen and what she wants to do, the people below are very positive. Seeing them, many people joked, "Chen Yakin, what, changed it?" Chen Yakin said, "Yes, how about this?" The other person just laughed, "Which is better than that rotten coward? You finally turned your back on the dark side and didn't get stuck in the cow dung." Zhang Chen knew that rotten, dirty, and coward were curse words, which meant that this guy couldn't be helped. He also knew that the joke they were making was related to him, and that he was the changed one, but he could only pretend not to hear or listen. Don't know. These are very common jokes. You can't take them seriously. If you take them seriously, it won't be fun. When they were in the troupe, there was no joke between men and women. With all the tools ready, Zhang Chen spent the next day in his studio. According to the drawings and dimensions drawn in advance, he used a foam cutting machine to cut out the shapes of buildings, and the places that needed to be hollowed out were cut out. Be very careful when using a soldering iron, as you may burn through the foam accidentally. Chen Yakin would often come to him and ask him what he needed. Zhang Chen said thank you and said he didn't need anything anymore. Chen Yakin would sit aside and watch him work. The foam was very smelly when it was cut with resistance wire. Zhang Chen said with a smile, "So it smells bad, why don't you stay away?" Chen Yakin also laughed. She said that was better than staying up there. Zhang Chen didn't ask why it was better than staying above. This is their own business. It's so smelly. Even if they like to sit here, he has no way to drive them away. Speaking of which, this is their factory, and you are just a temporary employee. What right do you have to decide whether people go or stay? Besides, when Zhang Chen first arrived, Director Li had already told him to contact Chen Yakin if he had anything to do. It is also Chen Yakin's job to cooperate with herself. It is legal for her to stay here as long as she wants. When two people are sitting, they naturally want to talk. The more they talk, the more they talk. As the two young people talk more, they feel more familiar, and the whole person's state becomes relaxed, and they are no longer as restrained as they were at the beginning. Chen Yakin sat here for longer and longer. Sometimes she would not get up until the phone on the table rang and the person on the phone was looking for her. Soon, everyone in the company knew that as long as Chen Yakin was not in her office, she would definitely be at that curly hair. You will definitely get the right one once you find it. Zhang Chen's hair has a little natural curl. People in the company also know that Curly is an artist. In the eyes of workers and friends, as long as you can hold a paintbrush or play the violin, you are an artist. An artistic curly man who looks a bit like Hong Kong star Francis Ng, Zhang Chen quickly became famous in the factory, especially among young male and female workers. The female workers would blush and look a few more times, while the male workers were jealous that so many female workers would look at curly hair, especially Chen Yakin, who often ran to him. You must know that Chen Yakin is the object of many young male workers' imaginations when they move their left and right hands under the quilt in the dead of night. Thank you for the rewards that make reading a book feel different. Thank you to Dal Tin Soldier, third from top to bottom, flipping through books every day, and 131 on the shore for your continued rewards. Thank you for all your reading and recommendation votes. I wish my friends good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Niang. Chapter 490. Within a few days, Zhang Chen knew who the rotten coward they were talking about was. His name is An, and he is an electrician in the factory. He usually wears blue-gray jacket-style overalls, with a white electrician's belt tied loosely around his waist. On his right buttocks, there is a belt equipped with vise, needle nose pliers, electrician's knife, and screws. The electrician's bag he received seemed very heavy, and it seemed that his whole body was falling. As a result, no matter where he stood, he staggered around. He either had to lean against a wall or a tree or a telephone pole. His eyes were very small, which was commonly known as the sky is not bright. He squinted all day long, making him look old. Looks like he can't wake up. He walks very strangely. Instead of walking step by step, he touches the ground with his heels and drags them forward step by step. So when he comes over, what you hear is not the sound of footsteps, but the sound of kicking and kicking. Zhang Chen was secretly wondering, this guy and Chen Yakin didn't seem to be a good match, but how could they be together? Everyone in the factory thought that An and Chen Yakin were in love. When An appeared next to Chen Yakin, he naturally showed that he was Chen Yakin's boyfriend. Although Chen Yakin did not admit it, Chen Yakin did not admit it. What does it matter? The relationship between people, especially men and women, isn't it just that everyone says you are who you are? Heavy talk can sparkle, but it can also bring two unrelated people to the same bed and talk about it with relish. There is no escape or avoidance. Besides, the two of them are really not unrelated at all. After get off work every day, An seemed to be a different person, full of energy, and even his eyes seemed to be a little wider. He changed into a suit and leather shoes. The suit looked not cheap. He was riding a red Suzuki motorcycle. This was a rare thing at the time, not something anyone could afford if they wanted to own it. It was similar to driving a Mercedes-Benz today. With An's salary in the factory, it is impossible for him to afford this car. This shows that his family is still rich. An was riding a motorcycle, and Chen Yakin would sit in the back seat. The two of them would suddenly disappear in the crowd after work. Every day at work, it was An who brought Chen Yakin over, and others would make fun of them loudly all the way. At this time, Chen Yakin didn't seem to mind. You said it was yours, but she still took hers. When An went to a crowded place, he would deliberately bump or twist his motorcycle. Chen Yakin exclaimed and quickly hugged his waist, making An laugh. Chen Yakin was lying on the edge of the table, watching Zhang Chen work. The two of them somehow ended up talking about An. Chen Yakin snorted and said that she had never looked directly at this guy. He was just being sentimental. Designer Zhang, don't get me wrong. I ride his motorcycle to get off work every day because we are from the same village and we are far away from here. If I rode a bicycle by myself, I wouldn't be able to ride for 40 minutes, and the road would be difficult to walk. When Chen Yakin said this to Zhang Chen, her words were a bit hasty, which made Zhang Chen feel that she was eager to confess to him and clear up her relationship with An. Zhang Chen secretly laughed when he heard this. He thought, what does this have to do with me? I am just a temporary worker here. After I finish this job, I will go back to Hangzhou. What is going on with each other? Do I need to know? But Chen Yakin seems to think this is very important and must make it clear to Zhang Chen. This makes Zhang Chen alert. He feels that Chen Yakin likes him a little. He must always remind himself not to let her feel that he has the same intention. At first, at noon, Chen Yakin would come down and ask Zhang Chen to go to the canteen to eat together. Zhang Chen went together without thinking. The two of them talked and laughed along the way. When they arrived at the canteen, one person queued up to buy food. I went to queue up to buy groceries alone, and after I finished shopping, we got together and sat facing each other to eat, still talking and laughing. Later, Zhang Chen gradually realized that something was wrong. He felt that when he and Chen Yakin were walking back and forth like this, and when they were sitting and eating together, they were surrounded by strange looks. One time, Zhang Chen accidentally saw Ayan and was shocked. He saw Ayan sitting there with a spoon in his hand, constantly inserting the rice in front of him. He looked at the side and the two slits seemed to be breathing fire, and the people around looked at Ayan and laughed. Zhang Chen immediately understood that he had to stop and could not continue. When Chen Yakin came to ask Zhang Chen to eat again, Zhang Chen said that he was not hungry yet, so go ahead and I wanted to work for a while to finish this. Zhang Chen pointed to a piece of plexiglass he was sawing with a manual wire saw and said to Chen Yakin. Chen Yakin said okay, then you can get busy, I'll go first. Looking at Chen Yakin's back as she walked out, Zhang Chen couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Zhang Chen sat down on the sofa and drank water. He thought of Xiao Zhao. He didn't know what Xiao Zhao was doing now. He hadn't returned to Hangzhou for more than a week. It wasn't that he didn't want to go back, but that he didn't want to go back. Convenient. Xiao Zhao now lives in Chu Tianlin's place, with 2 rooms and 2 big beds. Chu Tianlin sleeps in one, and Xiao Zhao and Xiaoan sleep in another. When Zhang Chen went back that day, the 4 of them had dinner together. When it was time to go to bed, Zhang Chen said sleeping in the living room, but Chu Tianlin must let him and Xiao Zhao sleep in Xiaoan's room, and let Xiaoan sleep with herself. It's been a long separation. Oh, it's not a long separation. It's not as long as my husband and I. How can we still be separated after we meet again after such a short separation? Chu Tianlin said with a smile, and Xiaoan, blushing beside him, also laughed. Of course Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao knew what Sister Chu meant by these words. Their faces were flushed and they hugged each other at night. They didn't dare to make a sound. They always felt that Sister Chu and Xiaoan next door were listening with smiles. Although even if they listen, they still find it funny. When Xiao Zhao helped Zhang Chen, he felt like a thief. He was so tired that he was too embarrassed to take the used paper to the bathroom. He threw it in the toilet for fear of blocking it. Even more embarrassed, he threw it in the waste basket. Inside, and afraid of being seen by them. In the end, Zhang Chen had no choice but to put them in his bag and take them outside. After checking that no one was paying attention, he threw them into the trash can on the roadside. The next morning, Xiaoan looked at Xiao Zhao and smiled. Chu Tianlin and Zhang Chen said that it is so convenient for Qiqiao to return to Hangzhou, so you should come back more often. But the more Chu Tianlin acted like this, the more embarrassed Zhang Chen became. Xiao Zhao also felt a little embarrassed, especially since she had slept with Zhang Chen and done so many things on the bed. The next day, Xiaoan was replaced, and Xiao Zhao blushed just thinking about it. She touched Zhang Chen's chest with her hand and said to him, "Just think about Xiao Zhao in your heart. There is no need to come back. Take the time to finish the work there and try to come back soon. Sister Chu and Xiaoan are very good to me. Don't worry." After saying that, Xiao Zhao sighed and said, "I still want to go back to our own home." Zhang Chen knew what Xiao Zhao meant by what he said, and he felt the same way. Zhang Chen was a very conscious person, and he also felt that it was not good for him to just break into someone's home, even if it was Sister Tianlin's home, but this, after all, it is Xiaoan's bed. Zhang Chen agreed, "I will work overtime every day and finish the sand table early." "Look dear. Xiao Zhao stretched out his hand to Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen saw that several days had passed. The Zhang Chen brand watch on Xiao Zhao's wrist was still there, but it was a little blurry. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said, I would wrap it up when I washed my hands and took a shower, but it was still spent. Zhang Chen kissed Xiao Zhao and told her, it doesn't matter, I will paint well tomorrow. The next day, Zhang Chen really spent twice as much time as usual and carefully painted a watch for Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao looked at the watch and admired, it's so beautiful. I will keep it well until you come back. Zhang Chen sat there and sighed. He calculated that Xiao Zhao should be working the morning shift today. By this time, she must have heated up the food from the boiler room and sat in the duty room to eat it. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said that Sister Chu would cook nutritious meals for her every day. She said that she had been there and knew what to eat was good for pregnant women and the baby in her belly. In Zhang Chen's heart, he was extremely grateful to Chu Tianlin. He felt that he had met so many good people after being together with Xiao Zhao. Zhang Chen took another sip of water and stood up to go to the cafeteria to eat. The door opened. Chen Yakin came in with 2 large enamel bowls. He walked over and put them down. Zhang Chen saw that there was rice at the bottom and vegetables at the top. Chen Yakin put the bowls down. He pushed a bowl in front of Zhang Chen and told him, this is yours. She sat down in front of the table, took another bowl, looked at Zhang Chen, and said with a smile, it was better to eat here in peace. Zhang Chen quickly said, I can just fight it myself, why do I need you to send it to me? Chen Yakin held a rice spoon in one hand and kept shaking it. She said, why are you so polite? I want to eat too. I can bring some food. I'm not tired. I can go with you from now on. You can do your work here, yes, isn't this also for work? No, no, I'll go by myself, Zhang Chen said quickly. Why not? Chen Yakin stared at Zhang Chen with burning eyes. She said, I'm not stupid. I know you are afraid that others will see us together. I know you are afraid of going to the cafeteria with me. In this way, there will be no one. Did you see it? Zhang Chen was speechless for a moment. He felt that whatever he said would be embarrassing.